On this episode, I have another Nigerian star who has slowly but surely risen all the way to the top of the Nigerian and African charts. If you don't know anything about this guest today, you're going to be entertained and educated and end up loving me even more. Yes, I said me. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Sammy Walsh, and you're welcome to the only show that takes you into the exclusive lives of some of your faves. Now, on the finale of Behind the Story today, I have one of my faves, my favorite YBNL star. I've said this so many times today. I'm sure even him too is tired of hearing it. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Adedamola Adefolahan, who we all know as Fireboy. Yay! Finally. Yes. I've been looking for you for I don't know how long, Sha, but since we started shooting Behind the Story and finally here you are.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm
good to have you.
Fabulous. I feel blessed. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh baby, I'm getting jealous. Don't wanna see you with anybody. Oh, I'm getting jealous already.
On the show, we have two simple rules with which you have to go by. Game, let me tell you. One, you have to tell the truth and nothing but the whole truth.
All right.
I don't trust it. Two, you have to not evade any questions.
Wow.
So basically what I'm saying is you have to just see
this
whatever.
is basically a trap.
Trap.
It's all good.
Yeah, see?
Let's do it.
Cheers. Please, a big shout out to, of course, Quid Vibrate, who is, or rather is the lounge where we're shooting here in Ile-Ife Phase 1. If you want to relax and chill out, you know, traffic ways, this is the place for you. Right, let's go into it. So take me to the beginning, before Fireboy. Tell me about Adedamola's upbringing.
I grew up in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Normal family, 5. My dad, my mom, 2 brothers. Average family, to be honest. Just nothing serious, nothing
Nuclear
much.
family.
Nuclear family, simple life. Go to school, come back, you know, basic stuff. But I spent most of my time alone.
Okay, how come?
It just happened to be that way. So that's how I found out I could write, I could sing, you know. So I think that was the beginning of me finding purpose in life. So and then I went to school in Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. And that was when I started, like that was when I found music, like for real.
We made love more than memories, but in my song you're my melody. You're the only one that can be there for me. I need you now more than ever, yeah. More than ever.
My second year in school.
But you were writing before this, of course.
Yeah, I was always writing poems, letters to girls, stuff like that.
When did you start writing poems?
When I was around 13, 14.
Hey, oh,
Yeah.
my chest. And do you have any of these still up till today?
Please don't do this.
You do?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, wow.
Randomly just see them around the house.
Well, I'll do my best to get one, guys. Don't, like, hold your breath, but
Hopefully.
okay. And why did you start writing poems? Like, where did it come from?
I spent most of my time alone as a kid. So when you're bored, of course, you just start doing stuff randomly and then like, oh, okay, I'm actually quite good with words. Nice. I just did it out of, you know, something to just pass the time.
Did you listen to a lot of music at this time?
Yeah, I was listening to a lot of Celine Dion, Elton John, Passenger.
Wow.
My mom was forcing Tope Alabi down my throat.
That. Okay.
And Yinka Ifele, you know, that was my mom and all that. But, you know, everything was just a lot of music. My parents were not musicians. There's no musician in my family, so it was just me.
Very strange, yeah.
You know, just me, so yeah.
Would you say you're the black sheep in your family?
Black sheep, no. Yeah, well, maybe not until later in school when I told my mom, I think it's music I want to do. That was when I became the black sheep, like, but not from the beginning. No.
You said in your second year in university you figured out music. Why? How did it come about? You were writing. You could have gone into writing.
I just found myself in the studio that day. You know, I was with a group of friends. I just found myself in the studio that day. I knew I could sing. I just didn't see music as, you know, professional stuff. So I made a song. It was just jokes, just banter. And I got to my dorm that night and like, this actually sounds great. Like, this is beautiful. I actually felt alive for the first time in a long time, probably ever. And I just knew I'd found purpose that moment. I'm like, you know what? This is it. And since then, it's been music. Like, my grades started
shaking.
But yeah, it was worth it in the end, yeah.
But did we graduate?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, your first poem that you ever wrote, do you remember it?
I don't think I do.
Letter.
I wrote a lot of stuff.
Was it to a girl?
Of course. Yeah, it was to a
So,
girl.
of course. Do
It
you remember
never
what it
got
was?
to her.
Why?
I don't know. I sent a friend.
And it just was lost
Cheesy,
in
I know.
transit. And yeah, so cheesy also. But I'm assuming school, so
Of course,
we'll
yeah.
judge school. Your first song that you did in university, second year, that you heard and you're impressed by, do you still have it?
I don't have it, but
What was it called? What's it about?
Titled With You, just cheesy love song.
Another
guitar
love
strings
song.
and stuff, yeah.
When did you now finally decide to take it seriously, music?
When I finished school, and instead of going back home, I just went straight to Lagos. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any relative in Lagos. I just moved there. And I was with a group of friends squatting, and that was when I started spending some time in the studio. That was when I found my sound. That was when I realized that nobody's going to help you. You cannot go outside and be looking for people who will help you. You cannot be begging Tonjaz in his DM or asking anybody to sign you up. You have to find your sound and let your sound attract the right people.
Give me some ganja love in my love. Give me some sweet, sweet love in my love. Make we make some love all night long. Say why not?
Speaking of your sound, weren't you afraid that your sound would be rejected?
No, I wasn't, because I started basically as an afro-pop artist. You know, the regular, the Whiskey, the Davido, the Ricardo Banks. They were, you know, taking afro-pop to some level that time. So I was just the basic afro-pop artist until I decided to put some lyricism into my own afrobeat to make it sound different.
What have you done to me? Nah, nah, you got me chasing after you. What have you done to me? Oh, got me chasing after you.
And you were never worried about people not liking it?
Because no, I wasn't, because people actually liked it. I just didn't have enough audience to listen to me. I knew that people liked it. I was having a lot of traction on Instagram, dropping my songs on SoundCloud. People were really loving my music, so I wasn't scared. I just knew it was a matter of time.
It added to your confidence.
Yeah.
So aside poems and letter writing as a child, did you show any other signs of any other talent? Sports? Cooking?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at football. Yeah.
So like you were good enough, like as good as you are
Yeah,
music?
good enough to actually represent my department in uni. So yeah, good enough.
But
yeah.
you were just not feeling it enough.
But music was like, has always been number
Always
one.
been
So
your
of
love.
course, yeah.
Okay, now I've read up in some places where you've said that your parents were not very supportive at first. Was that true?
Yeah, it was a switch. It was a very big switch from the promising child that looks like it's going to end up like a professor to someone that just woke up and said he wants to be a musician. So it was a switch. So it took some time for them to get used to that. So
How did you convince them in the long run?
by becoming successful.
Fair, that's a
Yeah.
legit answer. I became successful, but like, what was the worst thing you heard from your parents in terms of the career choice you had made?
At some point, in the middle of a phone call, my dad told me he was disappointed. And yeah, it was just in his mind, because I gave them this hope that, you know what, I'm going to be this academia.
Going to be a scholar.
Scholar and stuff. So like, why this switch? Like, it's just so weird.
And now, how proud of you do you think they are?
Trust me, my parents are my biggest PR. Like every day, my mom posts different content. She posts my fans' vibes to my music like more than myself. So.
Oh, that's very
So cool.
sweet. Okay, now guys, if you're just joining in the show, this is Behind the Story with, as you can tell, Fireboy. We are going to take a quick break, but remember you can join the conversation or send him questions that you'd like him to answer as well on social media at any of our platforms at MTV Base West with the hashtag Behind the Story. My name is Sammy Walsh. When we come back, more questions for Fireboy. So relax, grab a drink, put your feet up. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Behind the Story with yours truly, Sammy Walsh. So far, so good. If you're just tuning in, this is the finale for this season, and it's like bittersweet feelings. One, because I have to go. Two, it's Fireboy, so like it adds up, right? If you're just joining in, guys, remember you can join the conversation by going to any of our social media platforms with the hashtag Behind the Story, so I see the questions and so can he. But this segment we're going on now is called the No Judgment Zone, which, as the name implies, we don't judge you, and you guys are not allowed to either. You ready?
Always ready.
Remember, like the first part, the rules, you have to tell the truth and nothing but the whole truth and no evasion, etc., etc.?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Now, you already told us why you moved to Lagos was to make a amazing music. So before the great successful release of, in fact, you tell me what it was like before you dropped Jealous. Why did you pick Jealous? Why was it the single? Why did you choose that one? And then also, like, we read so many things about you performing and having to pay to perform before you dropped your album. True?
No. I wasn't actually, as an underground artist, I wasn't actually going out for gigs. I was just mostly in my studio, just working, making music, working on my sound. Because I knew a lot of my fellow underground artists were doing stuff like that. They made them pay for performance. I made them beg. Even those that didn't pay, they begged. And I did not want to do that. I didn't want to have to go through that. So I was always in the studios recording, making music, putting my songs out on platforms that were free for people to listen to. So,
would you say this was a thing of pride or a thing of strategy?
It wasn't pride. It was just I just knew that it wasn't the right way to blow up. It wasn't necessary for me to blow up. Why would I pay? Why would I beg when I can just work on my sound and let my sound attract the right people that will help my life? So
let your work
apparently it worked. So and about Jealous, I just knew. Trust me, I knew. The moment I recorded the song, I just knew that it was the one.